I just don't believe it's impossible.
Pritchard's right. It'd be futile to contest it. We'll be throwing money away.
But you are entitled to something.
Can't you just accept it?
No, I can't.
I don't see why not. After all, you agreed that we cut off from Dee completely, that we have nothing more to do with her or her money. So why are you so upset about it?
Because the old cow shouldn't be allowed to get away with it, that's why. How dare she leave all that money to Beryl Palmer and Margaret? God.
You know the only reason she did it was to create trouble with us. Well, it seems as if you're proving her right.
Well, I don't care. Darling, come with me to the Palmers. We can talk Beryl into signing that money over to you. She'll be feeling guilty. I know she will.
For heaven's sake, if Dee wanted Beryl Palmer to have it, let her have it. Forget the money.
No, I'm damned if I will. All that money should be yours, Stephen, every solitary cent. Aren't you going to fight for what's yours?
I've said what I think, Patricia. I'm not going to change my mind. Where the hell do you think you're going?
Out.
Patricia.
To the Palmers. You may be too weak to fight, but I'm not. I know you both realize how difficult it is for me to come here.
Yes, it must be awful.
Still, I haven't come to talk about myself or to ask any favors. That'd be pretty ludicrous after all the things that have happened over the last few years.
Yeah, I reckon.
But I feel I can talk to you about Stephen. I think you know, Beryl, that Stephen's a very straightforward sort of man. Actually, he didn't approve of my coming here. But I felt that you'd understand that he is one of 3 people who really should have been beneficiaries. As much as we don't see eye to eye, I felt that Barbara should have had her share as well.
Why don't you come straight out with it, Patricia? You're here to ask me to hand back the money, right?
Correct.
Well, I do agree with you on one thing. Stephen should certainly have got his share. And if he'd have asked me himself, I'd have been more than happy to hand the money over. However, Barbara phoned me about half an hour ago to warn me you're on your way. And she told me he's not interested in the money. So I can only assume you're after it for yourself. And if that's the case, you may as well leave right now, because you're not going to get a brass razoo from me.
Oh, you think you're very clever, don't you? Well, I wouldn't get too used to the idea of being rich. You may never see the money by the time I've taken you through court.
I think you've said enough, Pat. It's time you left.
Oh, you could take that simpering Miss Goody Two-Shoes look off your face. We all know the way you worked it. Oh, yes, you know what I'm talking about. Groveling and fussing over Dee, making sure you'd be thought of when the time came. Oh, you're as bad as the rest of them. It's just a pity you haven't got the taste to know how to spend the money properly.
Evening. Why are you so late getting home? The cab ride from Albert Park is only about 15 minutes.
After I left the Palmers, I decided to pay a visit to the prison to see Margaret. She refused to see me. My criminal sister, my rich criminal sister, refused to see me.
That must have been very hard for you.
Hard? Oh, no, darling, no, it wasn't hard. No, it was downright degrading. I was humiliated. I mean, I couldn't have felt worse if I'd been stuck in that place myself. But there was nothing. There was nothing compared to the complete fool I made of myself at the Palmers, the boring Palmers, in front of boring Beryl and boring David. Your boring sister Barbara had rung boring Beryl to warn her that I was coming. And boring Beryl actually admitted that she would have signed the money over to you if you'd gone begging for it. So, my darling, you could have been worth a fortune, courtesy of boring Beryl.
Shut up, Patricia. Not another word. Nothing more to drink either. And tomorrow you'll be civil to everybody at the funeral, including Beryl Palmer.
You expect me to go to a funeral knowing what I thought about the woman? I'm a lot of things, Stephen, but I'm not a hypocrite.
You're going. And immediately it's over, we're flying home.
Home? We haven't got a home.
If we're together, it should be enough.
Oh, isn't that touching?
If you're capable of listening to any kind of common sense, I'd have a chance to be two perfectly normal people, hopefully with a bit of self-respect. But if we go your way, I think we'll lose what little we have left. Now you either accept that or you don't. And if you don't, well,